Hello and welcome to our video, How to Adapt SAP to Polish Regulations. I am Joanna Michoń, working for SNP Poland for 10 years. At the presentation you will have the chance to meet our experts, Szymon Chmielewski and Magdalena Sidor. Both of them are SAP Finance consultants. Let me briefly introduce our company. SNP is the data transformation company for 25 years now. SNP is globally active. It has more than 30 subsidiaries and employs approximately 1,400 people. Since 3 years, we are SNP Poland, a part of SNP Group. Before, we were known as BCC, the leader consulting company at the Polish SAP market. Our core businesses are SAP projects and services, implementations, integrations, application support, managed cloud, SAP administration and maintenance. Our team of 400 experts develop and support the system of hundreds of our customers in Poland and abroad. For these 25 years on the market, we have been entrusted by more than 100 international companies by SAP rollouts. We support SAP projects around the world based on the references and the global presence of the SNP Group. The experiences from rollout projects, customers' expectations, changing law regulations let us build extensions to SAP system. In the result, we offer more than 50 ready-made SAP add-ons for finance, logistics, and human resources. They allow to tailor the corporate SAP system to the current legislation in Poland. I have to say that Polish legislation is seen by entrepreneurs as very demanding. Let me show you now some examples, issues and processes that are specific to Poland, and then we'll present the solutions for these headaches. As you can see in finance area, there are plenty of local specific requirements to be expected. The challenges to adapt the system will arise for value-added tax, corporate income tax, banking, receivables and liabilities, and last but not least, tangible assets. The differences will appear not only with tax regulations, but also in some other, less obvious areas, such as logistics. Here you will have to solve the issues how to report an intrastat, how to shape the VAT tax income form, how to process the sales invoice correction. It's a functionality of the so-called correction to correction, how to determine the VAT tax base. The human resources area is a challenge too. Mainly it's because country-specific in terms of payroll. As shown, there is a great number of special features, and they are very complex. It often prompts customers to arrange a separate HR implementation project with a local partner. Recently, we have seen a real rash of new requirements, mainly due to the ceiling of the state's fiscal policy. That's why the biggest changes are for finance. Later on, our experts will tell you more about the first 3 add-ons. These apply to all companies that use FI in Poland. And by the way, the first one, SNP JPK, our standard Audit File add-on, has been already chosen by more than 200 customers. Now I'd like to mention a few others. Firstly, the sugar tax, due from January the 1st, 2021. The last call for those of you affected by this requirement. Secondly, the Brexit pack allows you to prepare for a Brexit challenges. Here it is probably important to say that SAP Standard does provide extra solutions for finance, but our add-ons are prepared for our regular customers, and therefore they have more extensive functionality. Moreover, we are ready to adapt them to other countries. For example, we did this with SNP JPK for Spain. Now it's time to hand over to our SAP FI experts. Szymon, your turn.
Hello, my name is Szymon Chmielewski. I'm a financial consultant in SNP Poland, and I would like to present you some of our solutions that we have created in last years. First solution I would like to present is standard audit file for tax purposes. We have created this solution in 2016. The basis for the product development is the Act of September 10, 2015. Later on, it was updated a few times. And the last version of the standard audit file comes with the introduced changes by the Ministry of Finance in 2019. What is the goal of the standard audit file? The goal is to enable tax authorities and national tax administration to obtain data in the electronic version, and of course, uh, should allows them to faster and more effective verification of any irregularities. It consists of 8 structure, but however, it's not all of them is for SAP. 2 of them is only for small entities. So we are going to talk about the VAT registry, which should be sent to Ministry of Finance monthly, general ledger or the accounting books, which is on the request structure, and the bank statement, warehouses, sales invoices, and air invoices is for agricultural purchases. So those structures are on demand, and only VAT should be sent every month. Our solution is a proven solution for JPK in Poland because it's over 170 licenses sold, which comes to over 200 implementations. A lot of our customers have already verified or have been already verified by the Ministry of Finance, so they have sent also those structures on demand. We help them, of course, if any problem were during the controls. Um, so, uh, so this is the main recommendation. Um, Continuous development of our solution from 2016. Um, it's in two ways. The one way is that we would like to just make our solution more simple and to just run faster in SAP. And as well, if any changes is done by Ministry of Finance or SAP, we also creating updates to our solution for our clients. So we have maintenance contract between we and our clients, and we are still sending them the updates. Program is completely developed in our namespace, so the uploading of the transports is not going to interfere in anything in your system. We also not interference in any customers SAP customizing, so it's add-on, so we can simply adjust it to any needs if needed. Of course, if we will find that something could be um, maybe changed or adjusted to SAP Poland customizing, we could give you some kind of the recommendations. It's independent of the system version, so it's going to work perfectly on ECC, Simple Finance, and as well on S4HANA. If you would like to upload some additional data or you have maybe additional systems where you also store some data, we have a dedicated product except for JPK, or we can create a dedicated interface which also helps you to upload the data to our solution. We have also some other supporting tools like JPK Transformator, which helps you to send XML files directly from SAP to the Ministry of Finance. And the partner checker solution helps you to check your customer vendor if they are VAT active in European Union database and as well in Polish one. There is a 5 structure. Each structure consists of 2 parts. There's a general part when you give them more or less the summary of the information, and later on it consists of detailed information. If you, for example, in general ledger, it comes to single line item on the document, so it's very detailed. As well, it consists very detailed information from MM model, warehouse model, when you have this structure, so it comes to each line item from material documents, and from sales and distribution as well, we goes to line items as well. The newest structure, the VAT structure, is going to be replaced by V7M structure, and it also consists of 2 parts. There is a part of the register, which is very detailed. So not only that we have in the standard report of the VAT, like the net amount, VAT amount, and some dates, you also have to give the information about the type of the transaction, what products do you sell, do you sell? For example, there is 13 groups that you have to be additional presented in the file. You give some document types, and for example, some procedural indicators should be presented as well. And later on, we have the VAT declaration. It's going to be replaced by the current PDF version of the declaration, and it's going to be on one single file. Then there you have also the summary based on the VAT register, as well some information which is not in the SAP, so they just need to be typed manually as well. There is some disclosures, justification of the correction, and some legal notice as well in the VAT part declaration. There is a simple selection screen for each of our structure. You just simply give some tax code which you would like to present and the dates for which you are going to do the report. Then you have the company code data. You have a menu where you can save it to the database, create a file, upload additional data, go to declaration part, merge databases. Then you have also this detailed VAT register part, when you give all of the necessary information like invoice numbers, dates. I said that we also updating our solution to any SAP updates. So there is a newest SAP note for Poland when we have created the additional fields on the line items on the documents, so that we have also already implemented it in our system, and our solution works as well with this updates done by the SAP. We have also created our own mapping that could be easily used by our customers. So our customers have, after 2 hours training, they have complete knowledge how to do this mapping easily in the system. So, for example, here we have some group codes 12 and 13, which comes to, for example, selling of the services. And here we have the transportation services, and they can easily be mapped based on, for example, on material or based on tax code. There is a lot of more characteristics that could be easily used by our clients. And of course, you can do some validation of the data. Simply, it's going to be presented on the log. And on the very end, I would like to say that we have also our solution JPK transfer monitor, which helps you to send the files directly from SAP to the Ministry of Finance. And at the very end, you are going to get UPO, which is the confirmation created by the Ministry of Finance that you have sent the file and it's correct. Second solution I would like to present to is the whitelist of the taxpayers. This solution helps you, enables you to verify your customer's vendor in scope of the tax identification number, and as well the bank accounts of your customer's vendor. It is going to be verified in the National Tax Administration database, and in case of European Union counterparties, it's going to be verified in VES database. So it's the European Union database, which connects every single country from the European Union. And also the verification could be done automatically in the SAP. The basis of the product development is the amendment from the Act from 2019, from May 2019. It's introducing the obligation to verify your counterparties, or in general with whom you are going to deal with, on the whitelist of the taxpayers. It simply consists the information of that if the entity is not registered in the VAT, or maybe it's deregistered from the VAT register, it's in general it's whitelist. Maybe it's deregistered, or if it is registered in this database, so it's going to be verified if they are active or maybe exempt VAT taxpayers. Maybe you should take more care of these transactions. And the number of the bank accounts of the counterparties, it's a new obligation from last year that you should verify. If you are doing the payment, you should verify if the bank account is also connected to this tax identification number, and if it's active or not. The name of the counterparty and their registration numbers. What is the architecture which we are proposing? That you simply import transport to your SAP, create a connection with our web service, And then we are connecting with the National Tax Administration and with the European Union databases. We propose it because if any change is done by the National Tax Administration or European Union, we are only updating our part of the web service. What is the functionality? We have the simple selection screen. You can simply say from which day you would like to do verification. It could be done manually, so you can present and give the information manually of the verification. You could, of course, do automatic verification of all your customer, vendors, or the business partners. And you can also, of course, validate the VAT file, and it's going to be all of the single tax identification number from the file will be verified. You could also extend the solution, for example, for the payment proposal, and it will be presented later on. Here is the detailed log of the file. So you have the identification number. Here we have the information that is VAT active or not. And later on, you have the whitelist bank account presented. And if it's not in the SAP, it also will be also. Here we have the extension, the edit proposal. So you are simply giving here a payment proposal, which is created in one F110 transaction. And this payment proposal will be verified on the whitelist. And in case of any negative verification, the payment could be blocked. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Magdalena Sidor. I am SAP consultant in Financial and Controlling Department, and I would like to present you our new product, SNP Payment Backlogs in SAP. Our product consists of two parts, bad debt relief for VAT and annual report on payment practices. The basis for the development of the solution is the Act of 19th of July 2019, amending certain acts to reduce payment backlogs. The amendments entered into force on 1st of January 2020, but for some solutions, the due date is set to January 2021. There are formal requirements for bad debt relief for VAT, for the creditors and for the debtors. For the creditor, if the receivables has not been settled or disposed of in any form within 90 days from the due date, it is possible to recover the VAT amount from the overdue receivables. But for the debtor, there is an obligation to correct the deducted VAT amount on the overdue liability if the liability has not been settled within 90 days from the due date. The main functionality of the solution is that the program classifies documents as bad debts and allows to automate the process of verifying and posting documents classified as bad debts. You can also display documents in three modes: all items saved, posted for bad debts, and classified for bad debts. Program allows you to analyze, select documents classified as bad debts, and save it in a database. Program also displays documents divided by the tax code, calculates tax base amount and tax amount for each tax code on the document. Program allows posting VAT amounts of the documents saved in a database in three modes: posting with vendor or customer account, posting with GL account, posting with alternative vendor or customer account, and posting with special operation code. On the screen, you can see the basic document on the left, and on the right, the bad debt relief for VAT. There is also a message that the item was correctly posted. The second part of the solution is the annual report on payment practices. Annual report on payment practices from the formal point of view should consist of the company name and tax identification number, the value of the receivables and liabilities paid in the previous calendar year within specified intervals, the value of the unpaid receivables and liabilities in the previous calendar year within payment date, and the percentage of unpaid receivables and liabilities in the total receivables and liabilities value in the previous calendar year. Program allows you to generate report for open items and clear items for customers and vendors. What's important, You can select aging structure based on the document date and payment date, or based on a due date. Program allows you to analyze documents in details. You can see documents divided into intervals, and you can see documents divided on a customer's or vendor's accounts. Program enables to display summarization of required calculations, and at the end you can export report to the XML file. Please have a look at the product advantages. SNP Payment Backlogs in SAP is prepared entirely in the namespace reserved for SNP, therefore it will not violate existing programs or configurations in the system. Program is a user-friendly solution that doesn't require technical knowledge to operate. What's important, it responds to Polish-specific requirements and enables automation of the processes. It can be run within importing a transport request to the system and after simple customizing. At the end, it has space to implement customer-specific adjustments. Thank you.
That would be all for today. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions or doubts connected with the law regulations in Poland that might affect your SAP system, don't hesitate to get in touch with us via email, contact form at www or social media channels. Let's start talking. That was Joanna Michoń from SNP Poland.